I happen to loathe gambling, but I love games of chance. They're one of my favorite byproducts of math. RNG gaming in its best form is video games. It's a creative and artistic way of manipulating things like dice and cards, and I also find it really appealing when the outcome of my quest hinges on pure chance despite my best efforts to stack the odds in my favor. So, here are 3 video games which all use dice to control your fate. The first game is Die in the Dungeon, a deck building dice rolling roguelike where you use different kinds of dice to deal damage and protect yourself. Full disclosure, this is more of an open beta called Origins. The full release is coming soon and it promises additional characters, dice, and events. Each run starts off really slowly. At first you only have a few dice, but by winning events and clearing levels, it lets you choose upgrades and special effects to make your dice more powerful. The gameplay is mostly you placing your dice into patterns on your board for different effects and power-ups. Some enemies will disrupt your board or cause debuffs, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be speeding through tons of levels fighting stronger enemies just to see how far you can go. As you play, you'll notice that Die in the Dungeon's animated sprites are fluid and clear, accompanied by very nice backdrops. It's pleasant to watch and isn't graphically demanding, so pretty much any computer can run this. Additionally, it's good to know that the tutorial is very quick and very helpful. It explains in-game specific mechanics, as well as turn-based battle and deck building components, making a very beginner-friendly game for those new to PC. Tharsis is the second game I want to look at, and it's definitely a bit different. It's more of a space colony sim and also a survival game. The story setup is that your crew of spacemen are chasing a mysterious signal in space when your ship gets damaged. Your goal is to survive 10 weeks and reach the signal source. Each turn you get hit with at least 2 new events, ranging in difficulty from easy to catastrophic. It's crucial to know that dice are your lifeblood. A steady supply is needed because every dice roll you make depletes 1 from your inventory. The game does everything it can to make your dice useless by freezing or sometimes even vanishing your dice. There are several ways of getting dice, including some astronaut abilities, certain ship modules, and eating food or corpses. Dice are used to activate crew abilities, ship modules, and repair the hull. They can also contribute to research projects that might pay off later. You have to constantly supply your crew with dice as you run them ragged, keeping your ship from falling apart. The game escalates quickly. You'll be feeling confident, fully supplied, and halfway there, only to be facing completely overwhelming odds 2 weeks later. You're going to struggle, you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to think it's impossible. You're going to think there are too many problems to handle. The server malfunctions, crops dying, meteor damage, all while trying to stave off space madness from your surviving crew. However, sometimes no matter how well you strategize, you just aren't lucky enough to make it. Dice Soccer is a weird one because you can't really play it anymore. Released in 2011 during a time when mobile development was new and fresh, and devoid of embarrassing cash grab mechanics, games are often passion projects created by small groups of people learning how to use new technology. Dice Soccer was one of these games. A simple dice rolling strategy game where you create a team and see if your dice are better than the opposing squads. Each player has one 6-sided die with numbers, boosts, and other special abilities like Anchor, Reroll, and Wildcard. There are plenty of seasons and tournaments where you can earn money and achievements which will unlock access to better players, many of which bear a strong resemblance to real-life superstars. In total, Dice Soccer has over 100 players split between defenders, forwards, midfield, and keepers. Here are some of my favorites. Zoltan Abrams. It's Zlatan. Look, it's even got his little headband. Vane Looney. Okay, this is a good one. 2 out of 2, I'd say. Something cool is that the backs of cards have info on their abilities and a funny paragraph about who their real-life inspiration is. Can you guess this player? Drogba! Or should I say, Dido Drop Bear. Something else that's really awesome is that Dice Soccer featured some of Team USA women's players during an update for the 2011 World Cup. It's a very freeing style of game, letting you recruit your favorite players from all kinds of leagues. It's up to the player to determine how they want to play, but you should always be aware that certain lineup combinations activate combo abilities that can cut through any star lineup you might have. Here we have 3 very different games that show diversity with how they use their dice. They each prove that it's not always about rolling the highest number, but instead about managing your resources, thinking quickly on your feet, and having just a little bit of luck to determine how well you do.